Wildgate, the first game we've seen from the Dreamhaven Studio, founded by former Blizzard CEO Mike Morhaime. Set in a region of space known as the Reach, players are dropped in to explore a procedurally generated map, collecting equipment and resources, fighting enemy teams, and ultimately trying to extract with the artifact. I got invited to their closed playtest, and here's how it went. Right off the bat, I was dropped into the tutorial and was shown the core gameplay of Wildgate. Pilot, fuel, repair, and defend your ship while gearing up to retrieve and extract with the artifact. Sounds simple enough, and honestly it is. I thought repairing the ship would be complicated, but they give you an all-purpose multi-tool that point-and-click repairs everything. That same tool is also used to mine resources like ice that are used to cool down or heal your damaged ship. And piloting the ship is a one-man job. While the rest of your team defends, repairs, and scouts out the next objectives, the pilot keeps your vessel on course. The acceleration, turning, and elevation controls are all sliders that hold their position even when you're not on the controls. There's an emergency brake, a boost, and the pilot has full control of the shields, taking them down to give a little more juice to the engine and turning them back on when danger is close. Piloting feels good, and even comes with notifications when you're about to hit something and when your ship is being attacked. A skilled pilot will have to communicate with his team to navigate the map effectively, managing shields and jumping off the controls to take care of the ship's needs. As for the other roles on the ship, you constantly need fuel and ice. So having one of your crewmates fly out and harvest these materials keeps your ship topped off. There are a slew of random encounters around the map that can net you valuable equipment and weapons, so get comfortable leaving your ship to clear these objectives. There's also a scout drone that can fly independent of your ship and scan locations and enemy ships to add to your map. This is one of the more important roles, giving the rest of your team the information they need to succeed. Finally, there's combat. Your character has a loadout of 2 guns and 2 pieces of equipment that can help defend against borders and clear PvE objectives. Other than your equipment, every ship comes equipped with a few cannons that can blast enemy ships to pieces. At one point during a match, we'd caught an enemy team off guard doing a side objective. Their ship was a sitting duck that we tested the full power of our cannons on. When we'd gotten close enough, I retrieved a bomb I had found in a side objective, snuck onto their ship, and planted it for the final blow. In the process of destroying their ship, the enemy team got desperate, giving up on repairs and boarding our ship to do as much damage as possible. We fended them off, repaired our ship, took anything of their equipment we wanted, and moved on to bigger things. This encounter was the most fun I had playing this game, and it was impactful enough to motivate me to make this video. So, what did I think of my time playing Wildgate? It was fun. This game doesn't feel exactly like any other game I've played. It feels closest to Sea of Thieves with ship combat, PvE encounters, and carrying large pieces of loot one at a time, but it also has elements of extraction shooters and the wacky sci-fi theme the game is going for. Everything felt intuitive, I didn't have to futz around with the controls or graphics too much, and performance was smooth even with recording. I didn't run into any bugs, and even though this was a closed playtest, it had the polish of what I used to expect from Blizzard releases back in the day. It says a lot about the modern gaming space when I'm impressed that a game works as intended on the first try. But despite having fun playing Wildgate, I have some complaints and things I didn't find as fun. First and most notably, the gunplay and first-person combat. This is arguably the most important piece of the game, and I think it needs the most work. Guns didn't feel super impactful or fun to use, use. The primary machine gun felt like a water gun with no recoil or visual feedback that I was firing a powerful weapon. The sniper was more well-designed, but still felt lacking. The gunplay didn't emphasize skill, with little recoil and some guns even boasting homing bullets. I think that was their intention, focusing more of your skills on managing your ship, but I'd really like to see the first-person combat more impactful and fun. My only other real concern is with the PvE encounters. They were fairly simple, with bullet sponge enemies and some environmental hazards that were challenging for my first few encounters, but I could see them becoming more of an annoyance than a fun challenge for veteran players. This feedback, both good and bad, is just my impressions of the game. Overall, I had a good experience, and I'd like to see them improve the game and add more content down the road. I think Dreamhaven and its associated studios are worth keeping an eye on, especially if their other games are going to have this level of polish and creativity. I'm just one guy, so what do you think? Does this look like a game you'd play? What were your impressions of the playtest if you got access? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one.